Hi guys, welcome today. Thought I'd do a quick video on reissues. Now, Fenders in particular. Now, all of a sudden, it's 1965 and you want to buy a new guitar. So you walk into your local music shop and you go and have a look around. Now, there's beautiful Gretches there, 6120s, White Falcons, White Penguins, you name it. And not to mention how many Gibson Les Pauls probably. Now, to the corner of your eye, you notice a brand spanking new Fender Stratocaster. Much like this one, complete with Fender grey bottom pickups, slightly thinner neck for better playability, and Fender's synchronized tremolo. Ooh, fancy. Now, it's a fantastic concept. You're getting basically what Jimi Hendrix used to play, Mark Knopfler, Hank Marvin, and all those sort of guys like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimmy Page and all of them. You're getting the same guitar that they used to use, right? Only built in 2013, like this one, for example. In saying that, Fender have done such a fantastic job. They've actually replicated the guitars right down to even the screws and the pickups. Now, I mean, what else could you? I mean, what else could you really expect from Fender? Now, while I'm on the topic of pickups, there's also the niggling issue of how they're staggered, and that issue is you can't hear the first two strings when you're playing from there to, say, for example, the third and fourth. That's mainly because the magnets have been set up like they were back in the 50s and 60s, where the magnets were a lot higher than the first two. That was because back then the first two strings were not wound just like they are today. But in 2018, we've got the third string, which is also now no longer wound, and a lot of different gauges as well, and different types. So like your flat wounds, half wounds, and nickel wounds. I'm pretty sure half wounds is the thing. Now also you have the fact that they react a lot differently to how they were back in the 50s and 60s. And nowadays the pickups, well, naturally they have magnets in them. So what do magnets do? They attract steel or metals. And so you try to adjust the pickups so that they, maybe on a 30, I think that'd be a 30-degree angle, something like that, to counteract that volume difference. But then the problem is when you get to the physics of it, the third magnet on each third string, right? It's gonna be closer as well as the first two. So in saying that, it ends up causing a bit of a interference with the intonation of the guitars. In saying that, you try to play a chord like this, but in the end, it's sounding like this. And I remember I used to use my reissues for exams at uni and for multiple gigs, and I've been wondering, and I started getting comments back in my exams that my intonation wasn't quite there. And I'll go, hang on, but I've been tuning all the time. Well, as my ears started getting used to tuning and intonation and all that, so then I started noticing that the third string was definitely had a weird overtone over it. But then I ended up taking it to James Ryan, who was the Fender rep at the time. Link to his YouTube channel is in the description. Give him some love from me. And I took that guitar to him, and within about a week I got it back with the exact diagnosis that it was the pickups. Now, you're probably wondering why Fender are doing it. Well, it's because Fender are fantastic at doing this, and they love listening. They're there for the players. They're not just there as a brand and they want to make money. And unlike some brands. Now, in saying that, the unfortunate thing is they listen to sometimes the douchebags, right? The tone purists, or idiots as I like to call them. They've gone to Fender on multiple occasions with these reissues and go, oh, but it's not an exact 62 Strat because you haven't wired the pickups properly, or you haven't done it to exact spec. You think about it, it's 2018, not 1962. Guitar strings are different, guitarist playing styles are different, and Fender over the years have adapted to that. So I think realistically, if Fender had have actually thought about that as far as when they're wiring, when they were putting the magnets in, and maybe brought up the first two on each strings, maybe it wouldn't be so much of an issue. The tone purists wouldn't even notice. Anyway, so that's my rant. Other than that, they're fantastic guitars, and they're easily modifiable as well. You could change the pickups as well at any time. You could, and I'll do another video in a little bit about how to adjust the magnets. You can tap them down with a hammer, and like very lightly, of course. It does the job, and then it levels out the magnets. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I hope it helped some of you who are looking at maybe getting a new guitar, particularly a reissue, or maybe you're having a few issues and you're trying to search around on YouTube and on the webs for the remedy for issues with your reissue Tele, Strat, Jazzmaster, you name it. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you like the video, and if you want to see me make more coffees, be sure to tune in. Cheers.